Hi everybody. So today I wanted to do a top 5 list of the best dating sites for finding a Filipina. Now, these are some of my favorites, but not only are these some of my favorites, but I got these from talking to other expats, also just sitting around with friends who also live in the Philippines. We all kind of agreed on the same sites and what really the number one site is and which site we have the most luck with. So we'll go ahead and dive into that. So number 5, we're starting with the worst one first and go to the best one. So number 5 is Filipino Cupid. And let me go over some of the reasons that one makes the number 5 list. So some of the reasons why I do like I keep saying Filipina, it's Filipino Cupid, are that it's big, it's massive. It's probably one of the largest dating websites for the Philippines. In fact, they have a lot of sister sites, like they have one for Thailand and Vietnam and various other countries. It's quite large. But because it's quite large, it's also one of the more expensive ones. And at any given time, you can log in, and there's going to be over 4,000, 5,000 Filipinas online at that moment, which is great. Those are the ones that I would message. I'd go right to the ones that are online that are going to see your message. But some of the things that I don't like is that you really can hardly do anything if you haven't paid for a membership. So if you don't dish out the money, then there's not much you can really do other than you can look at them, you can read about them, but you can't write them a message per se. They won't be able to read it. And if somebody sends you a message, there's nothing you can do either unless you've signed up for their package. But overall, it is a good site. That's why it's making the number 5. So let's talk about number 4. Number 4 is Baddo, Baddo, and again, I will put that link here. One thing I do like about Baddo is that it's got the swiping capability, almost like a Tinder. You know, you swipe right if you like and swipe left if you don't, and then you get the match. And Baddo is quite good. I've had success with that, and so have my friends. And there's a lot of people on there, not as much as Filipino Cupid, but it has a lot of free features, and you can also message and chat with each other back and forth without spending anything. Now, if you want some of the premium benefits, like being able to message members that haven't liked you back, then you can pay for the premium membership. I believe if you want to message somebody, they have to have swiped right on your picture as well. It has to be a match first. So it's taking after Tinder, basically. Number 3 is DateInAsia. DateInAsia is another really good one. It's got a lot of members here in the Philippines, and it's totally free. They also have some kind of a premium edition. I'm not sure what all that includes, but it's not really necessary. And there's quite a few members on. It's kind of hit or miss, but it is quite good. It's free, and I do like the app on the phone. It's quite handy. On the computer, I don't like the layout so much. So number 2 would be Christian Filipina. And again, I'm going to link all of this. But this one is probably one of the best if you're looking for a very serious girl, and maybe you're from a Christian background and you want to find someone like that. It cuts out a lot of the riffraff, and so these girls tend to be much more serious, and I find them to be more genuine and more sincere. If they're being attracted to this site, it's a better quality girl in my opinion. Now, I don't think you necessarily have to be a really like a big Christian, where you're going to church 3 times a week and you're really involved in the Christian community. But these girls are really understanding, and so if you're not, if as long as you're a good person and you're sincere and looking for a good relationship, I think it's fine to join this site and find yourself a good girl. So it is a paid membership, and I don't think there's much you can do without paying for the membership. But if you want a good quality girl, this is probably the place to go. Okay, number one for me is Pina Love. And I've talked to my friends, and they all kind of agree. Pina Love is really popular, and I love the layout. It just is very organized, and it lets you block certain members so they can't even message you. And also, there's a lot of free benefits to it. You know, you can scroll and you can message people and you can read their messages. Now, the caveat is you can only message once every 10 minutes. Okay? So you can't just get on there and just send out dozens and dozens of messages. Okay? So you can wait for girls to message you and then reply back, but you can only send that message every 10 minutes. I think it's worth the membership, and I'm thinking it's around $20 a month. I'm not sure. I will throw that up on the screen here. But yeah, me and my friends have had the most success with Pina Love. The layout is great, and the cost is not too much. I think you can just do a month membership, and you should have no problem finding a good Filipina. And yeah, that's it. Now, these sites, they should all be free for Filipinas, which is great. But my advice for Filipina would also be DateInAsia, Christian Filipina, and Pina Love as well. And guys will complain that there's a lot of scammers out there, a lot of girls asking for money. But you know what? There's a flip side to that, and there's a lot of guys that are asking girls for nude photos and stuff. So it goes both ways. So guys, don't just complain that there's all scammers, and girls don't complain that it's all guys asking for nudes. Just delete that person, block them, move on, and go to the next one. You're going to find a good person. There's a lot of good Western guys looking for a good Filipina, and there's a lot of great Filipinas that are sincere and looking for a guy. They're hardworking girls, faithful, loving. I mean, they take care of the home. They're just great girls. You just have to understand that some of these dating sites do tend to attract scammers. And but for the majority, I think most Filipinas are just great girls. And on the flip side of that, I think a lot of these dating sites attract a lot of Western guys that are just looking to get some nude photos and whatever. But there are a lot of sincere Western guys as well that really do want a relationship. So don't give up and utilize these websites. If you have any comments down below on some of the sites that you like, some other dating sites, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time.